Okay, my name is Don Dickerson. I've lived here since the early 50s. Have a power line going down through my property, and they have leased a 99-year lease on 15 acres of it already. And if the pipeline comes down through, they will be going crossways in my tile drains, which will involve cutting off probably about 60 strings of tile. And I've had experience. This last summer, they put a new line in on the south side of the towers that were put in back in the 70s, and they hauled 55 semi-loads of pads. They planked the road over 3/4 of a mile to get back to string the cable and for their heavy equipment and cranes and stuff. And we had no summer at all. The grandkids couldn't go out and play in the yard because there was trucks coming in and out of the yard all the time. 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. My wife usually walks back the lane for exercise. She couldn't do that. So there'd be trucks coming in and out of the yard before you wanted to get up in the morning. So we know what's involved. And if they put a 42-inch pipeline down across there, right on the edge of town, where we could possibly, well, the south edge of our property is the north city limits of town. We could be developing it if we so wish, but we don't. And if they put a pipeline down through there, what will my property be worth with the pipeline, power line? And if they'd have put in what they wanted to put it in a sediment pond for the town here a few years ago, and they wanted it right in the middle of my half-mile field. And 12 to 15 acres they wanted, and they got that moved. And we had another pipeline that wanted to come down along the south edge of our property. That was in the 70s. And I told them I was a little rough with the surveyors. I told them I wouldn't permit survey. They were heading over towards Windsor, and I recommended as the DT&I, Detroit, Toledo, and Ireton, the old Ford Railroad, they go down along that because that was going over Detroit, so that's where they went. The first offer to go across was $65,000. Back in the 70s, that was a lot of money, but money's not everything. We just want to be left alone. We're both in our 80s, and we just want to be left alone.